Very good afternoon, my dear students. We'll continue with the concept of effects of earthquakes. These earthquakes have two types of effects, that is constructive and as well as destructive. There are only two constructive effects are there. Let us discuss those constructive effects and destructive effects. Usually we think that as a human point of view, it is regarded as due to the earthquakes only destructive effects are there, but in geological terminology earthquakes are a part of endogenic forces and they are regarded as constructive movements of the earth's crust. But human point of view, these earthquakes are regarded as the destructive, causing loss to property and life. We will see how they are having the constructive effects according to the geological terminology. Here, first one, the constructive effects, energy release. They release the energy. Earthquakes help the earth release its stored up energy. The majority of the earthquakes occur around the plate margins, as we already discussed. Majority of the earthquakes occur along the plate margins, plate tectonics, where they are the plate margins. This energy release helps to keep the earth in a good shape. The energy which is released due to the earthquakes, that keeps the earth in a good shape. Another constructive effect is landforms. On account of both vertical and lateral displacement of the earth's crust, earthquakes may raise or lower parts of earth, especially near the seashore. So here, Sagami Bay of Japan was uplifted 200 meters in 1923. In the year of 1923, landslides triggered by earthquakes cause formation of lakes, as has happened at many places in the Himalayan region. So we can consider these as the constructive effects of earthquakes. One is the energy which is released at the plate's margins, keeps the earth in a good shape, and the other one is the landforms which are formed, like this displacement of earth's crust may causes lowering part or raising the parts of earth, especially near the seashore, and landslides triggered by the earthquakes cause formation of lakes, as has happened in many places in the Himalayan region also. So now we will discuss about the destructive effects of the earthquakes. First and foremost destructive effect is collapse of structures. As you all know that human beings have settlements in active earthquake zones. Often these houses and other structures collapse, causing great loss of property. For example, the destruction caused by a tsunami. Next one, next destructive effect of the earthquake, submergence. Submergence. The forces of uplift and subsidence also cause submergence of coastal parts. For example, Dwarka in Gujarat, which now lies submerged under the sea. The best example for the submergence of an area due to the earthquake is the best example. Dwarka, which is in Gujarat, lies submerged under the sea. Next, course of rivers. Another effect of the earthquake, it changes the course of rivers also. Earthquakes have changed the course of rivers in the past. They have thus rendered many areas unsuitable for irrigation and agriculture. Next, earthquakes, danger to human life. This is very familiar effect which we all know that many severe earthquakes in the past have killed hundreds to lakhs of people. They died on account of house collapse or under the weight of falling trees, poles, bridges or other structures. Landslides and floods caused by earthquakes also kill people and animals. Of course, there are also some other kind of we can consider as landslides and floods. Also flash floods we can consider as destructive effect of the earthquakes, which causes killing of many people and falling of trees, poles, bridges, and as well as killing of people and animals also. Next, another destructive effect of the earthquake, landslides. The shock waves during an earthquake destabilize the loose rocks, which lead to landslides. This damages the buildings and disturbs the transport system also. Once again, How does the landslides occur? I will show you a small video which will be attached to this. The shock waves during an earthquake destabilize the loose rocks which lead to landslides. This damages the buildings and disturbs the transport system. The earthquakes in the Himalayas, Alps and Andes also cause landslides. One more video will be provided for you, my dear students, to understand more briefly about the landslides which occur due to the earthquakes which causes more destruction. Next, fires. During the earthquakes, fires break out due to inflammable material thrown out, broken gas pipes and bursting of gas cylinders also. Besides, damaged oil refineries and live electric wires catch fire and damage life and property in the townships and factory complexes. Regarding this also, one small video will be provided for you to understand more clearly. Next, tsunamis occur due to the earthquake which causes a destructive effect. A tsunami is a large destructive ocean wave that can be generated by any disturbance that rapidly displaces a large mass of water, such as an earthquake, volcanic eruption, landslide or meteorite impact. Once again I will explain you what is a tsunami. A tsunami is a large destructive ocean wave that can be generated by any disturbance that rapidly displaces a large mass of water, such as an earthquake, volcanic eruption, landslide or meteorite impact. However, the most common cause is an undersea earthquake. The name tsunami is from the Japanese word su and nami, meaning harbor and wave respectively. Next one, flash floods, another destructive effect. So of course about tsunami which occur most frequently in the Pacific Ocean, and what was the impact of tsunamis, you please study from the textbook which is provided little more extra information. Just now I am giving you what is tsunami and how does it affect the like tsunami also causes due to the earthquake which has a destructive effect. I have explained you. More explanation which is given in your textbook, please go through. Next, flash floods. What are flash floods? Strong shock waves damage dams and embankments, and the water stored there spreads speedily, causing flash floods. Once again, just flash, sudden floods. How do these sudden floods occur? Where of course we know that these dams and embankments are constructed across the rivers to control or to store the water, and whenever it is required we can turn the water for the irrigation purpose and some other purposes. The water which is overflowed during the floods, we save this water, store water by constructing dams and embankments, right? These dams and embankments, when strong shock waves damage because of the earthquakes, strong shock waves damage dams and embankments which occurred because of the earthquakes, and these water which was stored in these dams and earthquakes spread speedily, causing flash floods. Besides, debris produced during the earthquake blocks the flow of the river. The river flow gets diverted from its original course. This diversion causes flash floods and cause damage to life and property. In this way, earthquakes which causes flash floods also disturbs the life and property. Next, we will move on to the distribution of earthquakes or important earthquake zones. There are three important earthquake zones in the world. First one, the Circum-Pacific Mountain Belt. The same thing which we have discussed, the same area where volcanoes occur, the same area also can be considered as earthquake zone also. Here the Circum-Pacific Mountain Belt. This belt has 70% of all earthquakes. A part of San Andreas Fault in the USA lies in this belt. This fault zone makes California in USA highly prone to earthquakes. Prone means here affected or danger to the earthquake. The areas of Japan, The Philippines and Indonesia all form parts of this belt and are prone to severe earthquakes. That is why you can see in Japan, my dear students, people they want to construct the buildings. Most of the buildings which are constructed in Japan made up of cardboard and such other materials rather than bricks, cement and all, because Japan, especially Japan, is prone to earthquakes. Very frequently earthquakes will be occurring and they destroy the houses, collapse the houses and all. So they make their houses with the cardboard and some other materials unlike which we use, and they very fast they can reconstruct whatever is destroyed or collapsed due to the earthquake. Very faster they can reconstruct their houses, buildings and areas which were destroyed. So especially the Japan, Indonesia and Philippines are very affected areas of earthquakes which lie in the Circum-Pacific mountain belt. Next we will move on to other earthquake zone, the mid-world mountain belt. The mid-world mountain belt, you can see in the picture which is provided in front of you. This belt, it stretches from Eastern Europe covering Alpine Himalayan range. Alpine, that is Alps mountains and Himalayan mountain ranges. Alpine Himalayan ranges in Europe and Asia. About 20% of all earthquakes occur in this zone. 70% of all earthquakes occur in the Circum-Pacific mountain belt and 20% of earthquakes occur in the mid-world mountain belt, where it stretches from the Eastern Europe covering Alpine Himalayan ranges in Europe and Asia. Next we will move on to third zone, the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. This belt comprises areas along the mid-oceanic ridges as well as many islands near the ridges of the Atlantic Ocean, and the remaining 10% of earthquakes occur here. So about these three areas along with the places which will be covered under these areas, you please do learn, which is provided in the textbook, the information more detailedly, which place comes under these earthquake zones, and go through the videos which I will be providing along with this lesson. Some of the effects of, especially the destructive effects of the earthquakes, small videos, you please have a look into those videos.